12 harshest truths about women that men learn too late, and 10 things they love more than money. Ladies are a complex blend of strength, intuition, and emotional depth, often leaving men both intrigued and bewildered. In today's video, we're peeling back the layers to reveal the unfiltered truths about female nature, insights that many men overlook until it's too late. Get ready as we dive deep into 12 harshest truths about women that men learn too late. And be sure to stick around, because at the end of this video, we'll also unveil 10 things women love more than money. A revelation that could transform your understanding of what truly drives women. You won't want to miss it. Number 1. Lust or pity. Look, the fact is that women will show attention to men that they lust and desire, or men that they pity and feel bad for. Firstly, let's explore the notion of lust. This is where a woman is genuinely attracted to a man, driven by a deep-seated desire. This attraction is not just about physical looks. It often stems from the man's confidence, charisma, and the ability to engage her interest. It's about that spark, the chemistry that says, there's something here worth exploring. When a woman lusts after a man, she sees him as a potential romantic partner. On the flip side, we have pity. This might sound harsh, but it's a reality many men face without even realizing it. When a woman pities a man, she may still offer attention and kindness, but it's not rooted in romantic interest. Instead, it comes from a place of compassion, perhaps seeing the man as harmless, a non-threat whom she can talk to without any pressure of romantic escalation. This is often referred to as the pity zone, a not-so-coveted place where romantic prospects go to die. Here, the man is seen as a friend, or worse, invisible in terms of sexual or romantic potential. Why does this matter? Men who are unaware of these distinctions might misinterpret friendly gestures as signs of romantic interest, leading to confusion and frustration. Recognizing this can shift how you interact, ensuring you don't mistake politeness for interest. Number 2. The best option. What do you think is the best choice? Do you think she'll choose the man with the best profile? Comment your thoughts before we dive into the lesson. Another irrefutable truth I've learned about women is that the man who gets the woman will not necessarily be the man she wants or desires the most. It will be the best option that pursues her. The concept of the best option does not simply refer to a man's inherent qualities like looks or wealth, but emphasizes the significance of proactive behavior in the dating scene. This phenomenon is observable in everyday life. Consider the so-called ugly, broke, sweaty guys who might seem unlikely candidates for weekend romances, yet they frequently end up with partners. Why? Because they don't hesitate to approach women, express their interest directly, and invite them to spend time together. On the other hand, many attractive and ostensibly desirable men fail in the dating game due to passivity. Despite their good looks or impressive resumes, these men often rely too heavily on these attributes, assuming that these alone will draw women to them. However, without active engagement and clear expressions of interest, they remain just another face in the crowd. The Stoic philosophy offers a relevant insight here. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one. In the context of dating, this can be interpreted to mean stop contemplating how to be desirable and start engaging actively in the pursuit of partnership. Women, like anyone, respond to the choices that affect them directly, choices that are made in their presence. This means that the most decisive, engaged, and responsive man often wins favor, not necessarily the one who might objectively be considered the best in abstract terms. Number 3. She will test endlessly. Ever felt like you're constantly being quizzed in the dating world, but you can't quite figure out the questions until it's too late? You're not alone. Many men view the dating landscape as a minefield where women's actions are often perceived as unpredictable mood swings. Yet this supposed unpredictability is usually a deeper, instinctual vetting process where women, both consciously and subconsciously, assess men's suitability as long-term partners. Throughout history, women have subtly tested potential partners to uncover their true character and resilience. For example, a woman might spark a minor disagreement to observe how a man manages conflict. Does he react with heated emotion, or does he handle the situation with composure? A man's response can signal whether he possesses the emotional maturity essential for a stable, lasting relationship. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, once stated, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." This adage beautifully highlights the necessity of these challenges. These tests aren't about making life difficult, they're about confirming a man's capability to endure the natural stresses and strains of a committed partnership. The nature of these tests can vary. Some are subtle, perhaps gauging how a man treats waitstaff or reacts to a change of plans. Others might be more straightforward, probing his thoughts on future goals and personal values. Whether overt or covert, each test contributes to a woman's evaluation of a man as a potential partner. It's important to recognize that these tests are not driven by malice or manipulation. Understanding their purpose can guide men to respond more adeptly. Rather than feeling offended or annoyed, viewing these moments as opportunities to demonstrate patience, understanding, and resilience can transform potential conflicts into chances for strengthening mutual respect and deepening the relationship. What about you? Have you ever been put to the test by her? Comment on your bitter grade and share your experience. Number 4. Nice guys finish last. Nice guys finish last. This saying echoes bitterly for many men who felt the harsh pinch of rejection despite their best, kind-hearted intentions. Why does this notion persist in the dating world? It's more complex than just being too nice. Often, it's about the dynamics and misperceptions that accompany this label. The stereotype of the nice guy usually paints him as somewhat passive-aggressive, where his niceness serves as a subtle strategy rather than genuine warmth. He's the man who thinks that by being exceedingly accommodating, he will eventually win over the object of his affection. However, this tactic often backfires. Women, with their sharp sense for genuineness, can typically sense when kindness is wielded as a tool for underlying motives. This perceived insincerity often relegates the nice guy to the friend zone. Contrastingly, the archetype of the bad boy exudes assertiveness and authenticity. He's straightforward about his intentions and desires, which paradoxically makes him more alluring. His boldness and confidence aren't about disrespect, but about being transparent with his identity and intentions. He embodies the principle that real recognizes real, and in the complex dance of dating, this authenticity often attracts. For nice guys, the real issue isn't the act of kindness itself, but how it is perceived and deployed. True kindness should be an authentic part of one's character, not a calculated move in the game of love. When kindness is expected to be reciprocated with romance or intimacy, it becomes tainted. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness," emphasizing kindness without expectations. In the realm of modern dating, men often sidelined for their niceness might need to introspect on their approach to kindness. Are they genuinely kind, or is their kindness performative, hoping to secure a particular outcome? Authentic kindness does not keep a ledger. It is given freely and generously, without looking for something in return. Thus, the secret for men finding themselves repeatedly stuck in the nice guy trap isn't to change their nature, but to ensure their keenness is heartfelt and without ulterior motives. By combining the genuine warmth of the nice guy with the clear, unapologetic authenticity of the bad boy, they can forge a persona that is both appealing and integral. This blend of true kindness and transparency is what can lead to meaningful connections where integrity isn't compromised and you don't just finish last, you don't finish at all, you continue growing. Number 5. Double standards. In today's cultural narrative, a woman asserting dominance in a relationship is often cheered on as a breakthrough against old patriarchal chains, proudly wearing the crown of empowerment. But pause for a moment. What happens when a man steers back to his traditional role as the leader? Well, he's quickly painted as the villain of the piece, a controlling monster straight out of a relationship horror story. Why the double standard? It seems only one side of the coin gets the spotlight, while the other is tossed in the shadows. This stark disparity has left a generation of men tiptoeing around their own shadows, muted into passivity, and frankly, it's doing no one any favors. Think about it. Playing the quiet game might seem like it keeps the peace, but it's really just a ticking time bomb wrapped in silence. Here's the kicker. Relationships built on the shaky foundation of one partner, diminishing themselves to please the other, are like houses built on sand. Eventually, they're going to collapse. This isn't just about power plays. It's about authenticity and mutual respect. In a genuinely healthy relationship, both parties should wield the pen equally when writing their shared story. Men, it's time to shake off the dust of outdated expectations and find a middle ground. Instead of defaulting to a passive role, why not aim for a partnership where leadership is a shared dance? After all, leading effectively in a relationship doesn't mean ruling with an iron fist, but guiding with a gentle hand and an open heart. Leadership in love should be about steering the ship together, facing storms side by side, and charting a course to mutual happiness. Remember, a true leader in any relationship is like a skilled conductor, valued not for overpowering the orchestra but for harmonizing the talents of each player to create a symphony worth remembering. So, let's redefine what it means to lead in love. Let's build relationships where both partners can soar without fearing that taking the lead might clip the other's wings. Because at the end of the day, a relationship where only one person is allowed to fly is really a solo flight that no one signed up for. Before we dive into the next lesson, make sure you've liked and subscribed to our channel so YouTube's algorithm can recommend this video to a wider audience. Thank you. Number 6. She is never platonic. One of the more contentious views in the realm of male-female relationships is the notion that there is no such thing as a truly platonic relationship between men and women. The argument is that often, when a man and a woman are just friends, there might be unacknowledged desires or suppressed intentions, especially from one side, typically the man's. This perspective suggests that many men fearing rejection or the potential loss of any relationship with the woman may choose to suppress their romantic feelings, opting instead for a platonic friendship. This is seen not as a genuine friendship but as a fallback, a safe zone where they can remain close to the person they are interested in without risking the vulnerability that comes with expressing romantic feelings. Critics of this view often argue that men and women can indeed have purely platonic friendships without any underlying romantic tension. However, proponents, like the voice in this segment, might counter by suggesting that these friendships often have a dormant potential for romance, which could surface if circumstances were altered. They argue that many men, if given a chance, would transition the relationship to a romantic one, which casts doubt on the platonic nature of the relationship. If a man finds himself consistently befriending women to whom he is also attracted, it might be worth considering why he chooses this pattern of interaction. Is it a defense mechanism against romantic failure? A comfort zone that avoids the risks of dating? This introspection can lead to more honest interactions and perhaps a clearer strategy in how to approach relationships with women, whether to pursue romance openly or genuinely embrace a platonic stance without hidden agendas. However, acknowledging the potential for complexity and entangled motivations can lead to more profound personal insights and more authentic relationships. For men navigating these waters, it's crucial to be honest about their feelings both with themselves and their friends to ensure that they are not caught in an uncomfortable limbo of unspoken truths and unfulfilled desires. Number 7. Female pursuit. While it is true that it's a man's job to take the active role, to speak in an active voice, to lead things forward with a female, there are still going to be exceptions and times when a woman will actually chase a man. This isn't about dramatic gestures often depicted in media, like sudden declarations of love or grand romantic overtures. Rather, female pursuit tends to manifest in more subtle but significant ways, especially when the man embodies qualities that are highly desired. The reality of female pursuit is grounded not in the superficial or transient, but in a genuine attraction to men who have developed themselves into what might be considered high-value individuals. These are men who have invested in themselves across various aspects of life. They're physically fit, financially secure, well-groomed, and most importantly, confident and emotionally mature. Their attractiveness goes beyond the physical. It encompasses their ability to navigate life with competence and assurance. This kind of man who has honed his abilities and built a robust self-identity often finds that he doesn't need to chase women with the desperation that others might. They make the first move, but they do it in such a way that it allows the woman to feel secure and pursued, yet still leaves room for her to reciprocate the interest actively. This dynamic where women chase men flips traditional dating scripts, but is increasingly common in a society that values self-assured, accomplished men. For instance, when a woman cancels plans, but then sends mixed signals indicating she might still be interested, she's effectively testing how the man will react. Will he chase desperately, or will he demonstrate that his time and attention are valuable, thereby increasing his desirability? Understanding this aspect of dating is crucial for men. It underscores the importance of personal development and self-respect. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." In the context of dating, being master of oneself, self-assured, well-rounded, and emotionally balanced can shift the traditional roles of pursuit. Number 8. Most women lack empathy. Is it just me, or have you noticed how empathy sometimes seems like a one-way street in relationships? There's a common myth casting men as the stoic ones, supposedly immune to emotional pain. This myth fosters an empathy gap that isn't just anecdotal. It's deeply rooted in societal norms and expectations. From an early age, men hear the refrain "man up," a push towards hiding their emotions as a display of strength. This cultural script affects not only men, but also influences how women perceive men's emotions. When men show vulnerability, they not only battle their own ingrained stigmas, but also often encounter a lack of empathy from women, who might view such expressions as undesirable or weak due to the same societal conditioning. This doesn't imply that women naturally lack empathy. Instead, it highlights how social norms can distort our perceptions and expressions of empathy, a sort of learned insensitivity that needs to be unlearned. Both men and women can exhibit profound empathy, but the roles they've been taught often need substantial revision. Addressing this requires recognizing that men too are fully human, equipped with a rich array of emotions. It calls for a collective effort to cultivate a culture where emotional openness is not merely tolerated but celebrated. How do we bridge this empathy gap? The journey begins with dialogue. We need open, honest conversations about emotional needs and dismantling outdated myths surrounding masculinity and vulnerability. Encouraging men to share their emotional experiences without fear of judgment is crucial. For women, it involves actively listening and affirming these moments of vulnerability, seeing them not as weakness, but as displays of bravery and authenticity. To every man out there, your emotions are legitimate and require no defense. To every woman, your capacity for empathy can profoundly impact a man's life. Let's redefine strength, not as hiding weaknesses, but as the bravery to be authentic despite societal pressures. By enhancing empathy, we don't just improve romantic relationships, but all human interactions. True relationship strength is gauged by how well we understand and resonate with each other's deepest concerns and greatest aspirations. Let's champion empathy as the standard, transforming it into our collective superpower. Number 9. Bridges and skyscrapers. An intriguing metaphor often tossed around in discussions about motivation and ambition suggests that every bridge, skyscraper, invention, book, and movie was created by a man who was trying to get women's attention. The truth, harsh and often unspoken, is that the desire to be desirable is a powerful motivator for men. Consider the metaphor of constructing bridges or skyscrapers. These are not just feats of engineering, but also symbols of reaching higher, striving further, and overcoming obstacles, qualities that are traditionally admired. However, when it comes to personal happiness and fulfillment, especially in romantic relationships, these external achievements might mask an inner void if not aligned with genuine self-improvement and emotional intelligence. Many men find themselves pursuing success in various forms, hoping it will make them more attractive to women. Yet they may neglect the emotional and interpersonal skills that truly matter in a relationship. This dissonance can lead to dissatisfaction, where no amount of external success compensates for a lack of intimate, personal connections. The challenge then is not just to build and create, but to understand and connect. Marcus Aurelius once noted, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." This wisdom suggests that while striving for external achievements, men must also cultivate their inner world, developing empathy, kindness, emotional availability, and genuine interest in others. Eventually, the right girl is going to come into your life. Just be yourself. Just focus on yourself, King. Build up your life. Number 10. Boss and employee. In the vast expanse of relationship dynamics, one particular analogy often stands out: the comparison of romantic partnerships to the roles of boss and employee, or king and queen. This metaphor underscores a controversial yet traditional view on the balance of power in relationships, suggesting that in every partnership there must be a clear leader and a clear supporter. The idea here hinges on the notion that if a man does not assert his natural dominant role, the woman will take advantage of the situation, steering the relationship according to her will and potentially turning it into her personal property. This scenario paints a picture of relationships as power struggles, where maintaining dominance ensures stability and prevents exploitation. This approach can be contentious and is heavily influenced by traditional views on gender roles, where men are typically seen as the leaders or the bosses in a relationship. However, while this model may hold some practical benefits in certain contexts, it's crucial to approach it with caution. Relationships based on mutual respect, understanding, and equality often yield healthier and more sustainable outcomes. The danger in a boss-employee dynamic is that it can suppress the individuality and voice of the partner playing the subordinate role, leading to dissatisfaction, resentment, and a lack of genuine connection. If one chooses to view a relationship through this lens, it's essential to ensure that the leadership exercised is not authoritarian, but rather a type of leadership that is inclusive, considerate, and respects the autonomy and opinions of the other partner. True leadership in a relationship involves guiding the partnership towards common goals and shared happiness, rather than dictating or dominating. For those who resonate with the idea of taking a leading role in a relationship, it might be beneficial to draw on the Stoic idea of leadership, which focuses on wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. Stoicism teaches that true leaders are those who lead by example, who can control their passions and emotions, and who treat others with fairness and respect. In this way, a man can be a leader in a relationship, not by imposing his will, but by fostering an environment where both partners feel supported, valued, and connected. Moreover, modern relationship counseling often emphasizes the importance of communication and negotiation. Even in scenarios where one partner takes a slightly more dominant role in decision-making, it should always be with the consent and agreement of the other partner, ensuring that both members of the relationship feel they are contributing equally to the partnership's success. Relationships thrive not when one person takes control at the expense of the other, but when both partners work together, each playing to their strengths, to build a union that is greater than the sum of its parts. Number 11. The female attitude. Navigating the complex landscape of male-female relationships can often feel like maneuvering through a minefield of emotional tests. This phenomenon, often referred to as testing, can manifest in various ways and is a critical aspect of the dating experience that many men find perplexing and frustrating. At the heart of these tests is the female desire to probe for emotional and psychological depth in their male partners. Women, either instinctively or through learned behavior, tend to test men to see how they handle stress, annoyance, or direct challenges to their boundaries. For example, consider a scenario where a woman might intentionally provoke a mild confrontation or throw a curveball during a conversation to see how her partner reacts. Does he lose his temper quickly? Does he withdraw or shut down? Or does he address the issue calmly, assertively, and constructively? These reactions provide deep insights into his character and potential as a long-term partner. The frustration for many men arises when they perceive these tests as unnecessary drama or games. It can be particularly challenging when these tests come at times of high stress or when they seem petty or trivial, like the scenario of being irritated by external distractions while trying to focus on a task. However, understanding that these moments are opportunities for demonstrating competence and composure can transform how these tests are perceived. It's crucial for men to recognize that these tests are not just obstacles, but are, in fact, pathways to deeper trust and respect in the relationship. The Stoic philosophy offers a valuable perspective here, embodied in the principle that the obstacle is the way. Instead of viewing a woman's tests as nuisances, they can be seen as opportunities to demonstrate qualities like patience, understanding, and the ability to remain composed under pressure. Responding effectively requires a balance of assertiveness and empathy. For instance, if a woman tests a man's patience, it's important for him to acknowledge his feelings, but also to communicate them in a way that is respectful and constructive. Saying something like, "I understand this is important to you and I want to address it, but let's discuss it calmly," can be far more effective than reacting with irritation or anger. Furthermore, setting boundaries is also crucial. If the testing becomes disrespectful or detrimental to the relationship, it's important to communicate clearly and firmly, drawing lines not out of anger, but from a place of self-respect and mutual respect can help maintain the health and longevity of the relationship. Number 12. If she likes you. Here's a dose of reality that might be a bit tough to digest. If she's into you, you won't have to wonder. She'll make an effort to see you, chat with you, and answer your messages promptly. It's as straightforward as that. The sting comes when we realize that the fervor we hope for simply might not be reciprocated. Let's unpack this with a scenario that might resonate with many. Picture this. You've met someone special. Eagerly, you send texts, dial their number, and propose outings. Yet, the replies are hit or miss, the chats feel like a monologue, and those plans, they're indefinitely on hold. This might lead you to ponder, is she really swamped, or is she just not that into me? Typically, when someone is truly interested, they carve out time no matter their schedule. This isn't about morphing into a love detective or trying to decode every text or gesture. Rather, it's about heeding the clear signs of interest, or the apparent absence of it. If you're perpetually analyzing and reanalyzing her every response or lack thereof, it's probably time to face the painful truth that the connection you're seeking might not be there. This can be especially tricky for those who find social cues challenging, including some individuals on the autism spectrum. If that's you, remember, you're not alone, and deciphering these signals is a skill that you can develop through persistence and proper support. For anyone struggling to navigate these social intricacies, tapping into resources that provide clear guidance on interpreting signs of interest could be invaluable. Expanding the view, this insight isn't limited to just romantic endeavors. It's a vital life skill. Whether it's friends, work associates, or potential partners, recognizing and accepting the level of interest others have can save you both time and emotional energy. So, when in doubt, remember this simple truth. Actions speak louder than words. If she's truly interested, her actions will declare it loud and clear. No response to your messages? That silence might be telling you all you need to know. Ghosted after what seemed like a fantastic date? Perhaps the magic wasn't mutual. Embracing these realities can steer you away from fruitless pursuits and guide you towards more meaningful interactions. 10 things women love more than money. Gentlemen, have you ever thought that the size of your wallet is what captures a woman's heart? If so, think again. Nowadays, we're diving into what women truly value beyond money. Forget about flashy cars and designer labels. We're talking about the qualities that create genuine connections and lasting affection. Today, we're revealing 10 things women care about more than your reckless credit card swipes. These are things you might not expect. It's time to elevate your approach and change how you're perceived by those who truly matter. Ready to turn the tide in your favor? Number 1. People of high value. Have you ever met someone who is rich through inheritance, lacks personal value, and always brags about their money? This question is not just about women. I want to include gentlemen too. What do you think about this type of person? Comment 1. For disdain. Comment 0. For not worth a penny. In today's society, where appearances and material wealth often dominate the social landscape, there is a profound shift occurring in what truly captivates the human heart, especially when it comes to women's affections. This shift moves away from sheer financial prowess to something more deep-seated and intrinsically valuable: the allure of high-value individuals. A person of high value is not defined by their financial statement, but by their ability to resonate on a deeper, more instinctual level. These individuals exude a blend of characteristics such as integrity, confidence, empathy, and resilience, traits that inspire genuine attraction and admiration. Such qualities are not superficial, but are rooted in the very fabric of their character, affecting not only personal relationships, but also how they are perceived by society at large. Consider a scenario where two men are presented to a woman. The first man is successful and wealthy, yet he is feared and avoided by his peers due to his ruthless tactics and lack of empathy. The second man may not possess vast financial resources, but he is deeply trusted and respected by everyone he meets, thanks to his integrity, reliability, and compassionate nature. Faced with this choice, most women would likely gravitate towards the latter. This preference underscores a fundamental truth: trust and respect are invaluable assets that significantly enhance a person's worth. These attributes contribute to a person's high value more than any material wealth can. This deeper connection is not merely about romantic interests, it extends to general social perceptions and interactions. High-value individuals are often leaders in their communities, influencers in their fields, and cherished members of their circles. They achieve this status not through intimidation or flaunting wealth, but through consistent actions that reflect their core values and virtues. Why does this matter in the context of what women love more than money? It highlights a crucial aspect of human relationships: the foundational need for connection and respect that supersedes the desire for material wealth. In a world that increasingly acknowledges the limitations of financial success alone, the value of being a high-value individual becomes even more pronounced. As we continue to navigate a world that values authenticity and depth, the appeal of such individuals grows stronger, proving that what women, and indeed society at large, value most deeply often has little to do with the size of a wallet and everything to do with the quality of a person's character. Number 2. Freedom in love. Freedom in love might seem contradictory to some, but it's what every woman desires. When two people come together, it's about having a companion who adds to your life, not someone you become dependent on. It's about merging our families into one big family, not just me stepping into yours. We love each other, but each of us still lives our own lives, with the other person adding color to it, not becoming a burden. This dynamic allows each person to flourish both within and outside of the relationship, making the bond not one of dependency, but of mutual enhancement and support. Consider the metaphor of merging colors on a palette. Each retains its hue, but can create something beautiful when blended harmoniously. This analogy holds true for relationships, where both partners are seen as equals, contributing uniquely to their shared life without losing their personal essence. Women, in particular, are drawn to relationships that respect their need for independence and personal space, viewing such dynamics as essential for a healthy and fulfilling partnership. That's what she desires far beyond financial necessity. There have been countless instances where men use finances as a tool to cover up their domineering nature, expecting women to obey them. Because I paid for you, you must listen to me. Gentlemen, if a woman accepts that statement from you, she is merely someone who needs your money. Imagine a scenario where every decision, from what dinner to have to more significant life choices like career moves or family planning, is made jointly with respect and consideration for each partner's desires and needs. In such a world, love becomes a liberating force, empowering both individuals to pursue their happiness, both together and as individuals. As we strive to build relationships that reflect these values, we move closer to a world where love is not a cage that confines us, but a space that expands our horizons. By advocating for and practicing freedom in love, we not only enrich our relationships, but also affirm our commitment to the universal virtues of respect, autonomy, and mutual support in every aspect of life. Number 3. Safety. Safety. It's not just about dodging raindrops or steering clear of shady alleyways. In the intricate dance of relationships, especially those that women cherish, safety transforms into something far more profound than the mere absence of physical danger. It becomes about emotional security, a sanctuary of trust and comfort, where one can kick off their shoes, let down their hair, and be their most genuine selves without an ounce of fear. When we talk about making a woman feel safe, forget the knight in shining armor antics. No grand gestures or overly saccharine lines are necessary. Keep it real. Keep it sincere. Say something like, "I know you're independent and capable of handling everything you need, but I just want you to know that no matter what happens, I've got your back." Who wouldn't get a little weak in the knees over that? It's not about undermining her independence, but complementing it with a solid foundation of support. Now on to navigating those tricky waters where certain friendships or scenarios might trigger her worry radar. If she's uneasy about something, you don't need to go on a deleting spree, cutting people or activities out of your life with reckless abandon. Instead, show that you're listening, really listening. Maybe dial back on those things, not eradicate them entirely, just enough to show that her feelings hold weight in your decision-making. This isn't about concessions, it's about crafting a partnership where mutual respect is the bedrock. So, what's the bottom line? While possessing a fat bank account can offer one kind of security, the currency of true safety in love is measured in how supported and cherished someone feels. It's about ensuring that the emotional environment you cultivate together is one where vulnerabilities can be shared without hesitation, where support is given freely, and where every concern is treated with consideration and care. In a world that often prioritizes flash and cash, remember that the most enduring allure lies in the safety that comes from knowing someone truly has your back. Not just when the sun is shining, but even when the storms roll in. So, let's toss the outdated scripts of over-the-top romantic gestures and focus on what really makes a partnership thrive, a commitment to genuine support and emotional safety. After all, isn't that what we all are searching for in the end? Has the person you love ever expressed fear about something? As a real man, what did you do to make her feel safe? Number 4. The art of not forcing things. In the intricate ballet that is a relationship, there's a technique that often goes overlooked, but is as golden as any rule. The art of not forcing things. Yes, that's right, ease up on the reins. Many well-meaning lovers fall into the trap of trying to mold their partners into an idealized version that better fits their own fantasy than reality. Why don't you eat healthy like her? Or, why can't you dress more like her? Are the kinds of questions that can make a partner feel more like a fixer-upper project than a loved one. Let's set the stage straight. Women, and well, all humans, aren't too keen on being pushed into boxes, especially boxes built from someone else's blueprint. But before you throw up your hands and say, "But I just want what's best," hear me out. There's a craftier, more loving way to nudge your partner closer to the changes you'd love to see. And it doesn't involve pushy comparisons or making them feel inadequate. Enter the art of subtle guidance. This is where you become a maestro at gently steering, not shoving, toward the outcomes you both might enjoy. It's about turning "why don't you" into Let's try this together. For instance, if you're eager for your partner to adopt healthier eating habits, rather than lamenting their junk food choices, why not bring home some tasty, healthy options and propose, let's whip up this delicious, healthy meal together tonight. It turns what could be a criticism into a collaborative, fun activity. The same goes for fashion. Instead of pointing out how much better someone else looks, invite your partner on a shopping spree. As you're browsing, slip in a, "Oh, this would look stunning on you. Why don't you try it on?" It's encouraging, positive, and allows them to see through your eyes without feeling pressured. This method respects their autonomy while subtly offering your perspective. It's guidance without the guilt, suggestion without the sting. This tactful approach also ensures the harmony of your relationship is maintained. By suggesting, rather than demanding, you're communicating that while you have preferences, you respect their choices too. It's a delicate balance between expressing your desires and honoring their independence. Remember, the final decision should always rest with them, providing them with the agency to choose while understanding your intentions clearly. After all, the strongest connections are built on a foundation of respect for each other's individuality, not on the conditions of who someone should be. Number 5. A sincere heart. In the vast marketplace of emotions where everything can be dressed up and sold, there remains one priceless gem that can never be faked: a sincere heart. This rare find not only captivates, but also sustains relationships far beyond the superficial glitz that wealth can buy. This segment delves into the irreplaceable value of sincerity in love and life, exploring why it often becomes the deciding factor in the deepest of bonds, especially for women seeking meaningful connections. Nothing is more touching than a sincere heart. Sincerity begets genuine affection. What comes from the heart reaches the heart. Sincerity transcends all the glitter of wealth. Why does a woman often choose to marry a poor man but find happiness compared to marrying a wealthy man who leaves her feeling empty? It's all about sincerity. You can fake everything, but you cannot fake sincerity. It can't be easily expressed through words or seen in clear shapes and colors. It can only be felt by the heart. In our fast-paced world, relationships are often pursued like business transactions, more for their quantity than quality. We collect connections like trading cards, often failing to nurture them with the depth and sincerity they require. Over time, these relationships, built on shaky foundations of superficiality, inevitably begin to crumble. Why? Because sincerity is the cornerstone of any lasting relationship. It is the soil in which trust grows and without which any relationship wilts. Reflect on the saying that aligns with the principles of Stoic happiness. People who can accompany me on a journey, I send my thanks to them. People who can accompany me for a lifetime, I sincerely thank God. Life, in its essence, is a rich tapestry woven with experiences and emotions, each thread colored with the sincerity of our interactions. By infusing each engagement with genuine sincerity, we do not just enrich our own lives, but also cultivate connections that are deep and enduring. A sincere heart is the bedrock upon which true love is built. It is what allows us to forgive, to grow, and to remain connected in a world that often tries to pull us apart with pretenses and expectations. It teaches us resilience not through detachment or stoicism, but through the genuine embrace of our human experience, complete with its trials and tribulations. As we navigate the complexities of relationships and life, let us strive to prioritize sincerity in our interactions. Remember, while you can manage impressions and fabricate feelings, sincerity is the one attribute that remains unmistakably genuine. It cannot be mimicked or manufactured, and in the end, it is what reaches the heart most profoundly, outshining the fleeting dazzle of material wealth and superficial charms. Number 6. Let everything happen naturally. In a world brimming with deadlines and demands, where the white noise of constant expectation buzzes incessantly, the ancient wisdom of Stoicism offers a refreshing counter-narrative, the art of letting things happen naturally. If love becomes too calculated, it loses its sincerity. This is one reason why women often feel insecure when dating a very wealthy man. She might wonder if the expensive gifts he gives have strings attached, or if she will have to reciprocate in some significant way. If you also think that a relationship needs to be a win-win situation, you've already lost. Let everything unfold naturally, because this relationship is built on genuine emotions, not a business negotiation. Stoicism teaches us that the pursuit of happiness, Stoic happiness to be precise, is not found in the exertion of force, but in the poise of acceptance. Have you ever noticed that the most serene individuals are those who seem to dance with life's rhythms, rather than scramble against its tides? These folks don't just survive, they thrive by adapting to situations as they come, embracing life's ebbs and flows with an equanimity that almost seems effortless. But how do we apply this Stoic lesson in our everyday whirlwind? It starts with embracing the notion that sometimes the most effective action is inaction. Now, hold on. This isn't about throwing in the towel and giving up on your goals, far from it. It's about mastering the art of timing, recognizing that not every moment requires a reaction, and not every problem needs a solution right away, if at all. It's about learning when to act and when to pause, understanding that by sometimes doing less, we might just achieve more. Consider the simplicity of letting things unfold at their own pace. In relationships, this might mean stepping back and allowing connections to develop naturally, rather than forcing intimacy or rushing commitments. In personal growth, it means giving yourself permission to progress through your journey without harsh judgments or unrealistic expectations. This approach doesn't just reduce stress, it cultivates a life where peace and harmony bloom. This acceptance isn't about passive resignation, but rather an active engagement with reality as it is, not as we wish it to be. It's about acknowledging our limitations, focusing on what we can control, and letting go of the rest with grace and confidence. Let's embrace the wisdom of not forcing things, of trusting the journey, and see just how much more fulfilling our lives can be when we simply let things be. Number 7. A kind-hearted man. In a world that often romanticizes the bad boy image, it's easy to misconstrue what truly captures the heart. The old adage, bad boy ain't good but good boy ain't fun, tends to oversimplify and distort the reality of what women, and indeed what anyone, might find attractive. It's not that the allure of the bad boy is about wanting someone with a poor character. Rather, it's the excitement and unpredictability often wrongly attributed solely to these bad personas. Yet, at the heart of lasting attraction lies a truth far simpler and more universally appealing: the undeniable charm of a kind-hearted man. A kind heart is not just a nice-to-have attribute, it's a powerful magnet that draws people in and holds them close. This isn't about being boring or predictable. It's about the warmth and genuine care a person exudes towards others, which speaks volumes more than any thrilling escapade or rebellious facade could. Women, in particular, are often portrayed in popular culture as drawn to the bad boy, but when the chips are down, it's the good character, a blend of kindness, empathy, and moral integrity that wins out in the long game. Think about it. Beyond the initial thrill of adventure, what sustains a relationship is respect, trust, and affection, all fruits of a kind heart. How a man treats others, from his close friends and family to the waiter at a restaurant or a stranger in need, paints a clear picture of his true self. It's these everyday actions, these small yet significant demonstrations of kindness, that truly define a person's character. Now, consider the man who helps an elderly neighbor with her groceries, or the one who takes time to listen genuinely when someone speaks, not because he must, but because he cares. These actions might seem minor, but they are profound demonstrations of character. In the dating world, a woman observing these traits will see a reliable, trustworthy partner who values others and treats them with respect. A far cry from the fleeting excitement that might come with dating someone who is merely interested in living on the edge. In essence, while the thrill of the bad boy might capture attention in the short term, it's the steadfast, kind-hearted man who wins hearts in the end. His kindness is not a sign of weakness, but a beacon of strength, showing a capacity for deep connection and enduring loyalty. As we move forward in a world that increasingly values authenticity and emotional intelligence, let's remember that being kind-hearted is not just good, it's compelling. It's the kind of strength that builds lasting bonds and enriches not just the lives of individuals, but the fabric of society itself. Number 8. Ambition and passion. Ambition and passion, two driving forces that can ignite a spark of interest and admiration, transcending material possessions and superficial allure. While wealth can be an eye-catching attribute, it pales in comparison to the compelling allure of a man driven by genuine goals and dreams. This segment explores why ambition and passion are not just attractive traits, but essential components of a fulfilling relationship, valued deeply by women and indeed by anyone looking for a meaningful connection. Picture this. You meet someone and ask about their dreams and aspirations, but their response is a nonchalant shrug and a declaration that they prefer a quiet life without ambitions or goals. While there's value in simplicity, such a response can be surprisingly disheartening. It might suggest a lack of drive or desire to grow, qualities that are crucial not just for personal development, but for inspiring and maintaining the dynamics of a relationship. It's not that every person must aspire to climb mountains or start a billion-dollar company, but having a vision, whether it's excelling in a craft, contributing to a community, or continually learning and growing, indicates a zest for life that is inherently attractive. Ambition in a man signals that he is not content with merely existing. He wants to lead a life filled with purpose and direction. It shows he is willing to set goals and work towards them, overcoming obstacles along the way. This trait is attractive because it promises an exciting life journey. A woman might find herself more willing to endure hardships and support a man who is passionate about his pursuits because she sees the potential for a dynamic and fulfilling life together, full of growth and shared achievements. Furthermore, a man with ambition and passion brings energy and enthusiasm into the relationship. His drive can be infectious, encouraging his partner to pursue her own dreams and ambitions, thereby fostering a mutual growth environment. This dynamic is far more appealing than a relationship where time and energy are spent aimlessly, with money perhaps, but without any real purpose or direction. This doesn't mean that a man must have his whole life figured out, or that every ambition must be grandiose. The essence lies in the spirit with which he approaches life. Even modest ambitions, like improving at a hobby or advancing in a chosen field, reflect a commitment to personal growth and self-improvement. Women, and indeed any partner, are likely to find this trait admirable and crucial for a long-term commitment because it promises an evolving relationship, characterized by continuous learning and new experiences. So, while the glitz of wealth might catch the eye momentarily, it is the deeper glow of ambition and passion that captures the heart enduringly. Number 9. Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, or EQ, is more than just a buzzword. It's a pivotal attribute in any meaningful relationship, shining brightly as a hallmark of a truly connected partner. Women, in particular, often appreciate a partner who can engage with emotions openly and maturely. A man with a high emotional quotient does not shy away from discussing feelings. Instead, he welcomes such conversations as opportunities to deepen the bond. His ability to read emotional cues and respond empathetically means he can support his partner in times of stress or difficulty, providing a kind of emotional sustenance that is far more valuable than any material support. Moreover, emotional intelligence contributes to better communication. It involves listening actively, not just to the words being said, but to the feelings behind them. A man who can listen with empathy and respond with sensitivity is seen as a strong communicator and a supportive partner. This capability is particularly crucial in resolving conflicts where understanding both sides of the argument and finding a middle ground is essential. The ripple effects of a high EQ are seen not just in how a man handles conflicts, but also in how he supports his partner's emotional growth. By recognizing and validating his partner's feelings, he encourages a similar openness and emotional maturity in the relationship. This mutual emotional support system enhances the resilience of the relationship, enabling both partners to feel more secure and valued. In essence, while the charm of a wealthy partner may be initially appealing, it's the emotional richness of a relationship that sustains it over the long haul. Emotional intelligence allows a man to be not just a lover, but a true partner. It equips him with the tools to build a relationship based on mutual respect, understanding, and emotional support, qualities that are invaluable in the pursuit of a lasting and fulfilling relationship. At its core, emotional intelligence involves an acute awareness of one's own emotions and the emotions of others. It enables a man to navigate the sometimes turbulent waters of relationships with a compass of understanding and empathy. This ability to manage and respond to emotions judiciously is not just about keeping peace, it's about fostering a deeper understanding and connection. Thus, as we navigate our relationships, let's remember that emotional intelligence is a significant predictor of relationship success. It's about more than just managing emotions. It's about enhancing the quality of our connections and enriching our lives together. In the search for a partner, then, EQ is not just desirable, it's essential, providing a foundation for a deeper, more connected, and enduring relationship. Number 10. Trust and respect. Trust and respect are not merely components of a strong relationship. They are the very pillars on which enduring partnerships are built. In the landscape of human connections, these elements stand out as fundamental virtues that not only sustain but enhance the quality and stability of a relationship. This segment delves into why trust and respect are indispensable traits in a partner, and how their presence significantly elevates the dynamics of a relationship, making them highly sought-after qualities by women. Trust is the backbone of any meaningful relationship. It's the assurance that allows partners to feel secure, not just with each other, but also in the relationship's future. A man who earns and maintains trust shows that he is reliable, consistent, and true to his word. This trustworthiness enables his partner to feel safe and secure, providing a stable foundation for the relationship to flourish. Without trust, relationships often become battlegrounds of doubt and insecurity, where each partner may feel the need to guard their vulnerabilities instead of sharing them. Respect, on the other hand, is the acknowledgement of the partner's worth, autonomy, and contributions to the relationship. It involves honoring each other's opinions, feelings, and needs, even when they differ from one's own. A man who respects his partner acknowledges her as an equal, values her input, and treats her with dignity in both private and public settings. Respect fosters a positive environment where both partners feel valued and understood, encouraging open communication and mutual consideration. Together, trust and respect create a powerful synergy that bolsters relationships against the challenges they might face. When a woman knows she can trust her partner completely and feels deeply respected by him, it deepens her affection and commitment. She can rely on him to be there for her and to treat her concerns with the seriousness they deserve. This reliability and esteem make the relationship not only survivable, but also enjoyable and deeply satisfying. Thus, in the quest for lasting love and a meaningful connection, trust and respect stand out as paramount. They are the qualities that transform a relationship from being merely functional to profoundly fulfilling. In a world where uncertainties abound, having a relationship anchored in trust and respect provides not just comfort, but a deep-seated joy and peace. And there you have it, gentlemen, 10 profound things women value far more than money. These qualities not only attract, but also build a foundation for deeper, more meaningful connections. If you found this video enlightening and helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who could benefit from these tips. Don't forget to comment below with your thoughts or experiences. What do you think women value more than money? And of course, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay updated with more content that helps you become not just a better partner, but a better person. Thank you.